the most dangerous man in Britain. Police have put out, the media are after him, they're scaremongering, the Blairites. And why? Why? Why is Jeremy Corbyn the most dangerous man in Britain? Because he's against austerity. They've seen the richest wealth double, while the poorest have seen their money stolen so that the rich can have ever bigger banquets.
The leader of the Tory party is on record as saying that she wants a tight rein on the internet for fictitious reasons, terrorism. But again, the awakened folk know that it is because there is a truth out there, a real truth out there that involves them in a bad light. And it is their paranoia of us gaining knowledge on their illegal, fraudulent activities that is really behind their decision to curb our rights on the internet. You couldn't make this stuff up. All the people here know this. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of people, and you won't read this, and you won't see this. You won't see this in the right-wing press. You won't see this on the TV. You won't see this on the BBC. But I'm telling you now, don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Don't get me started.
Don't get me started.
Don't get me started.
Don't get me started.
Don't get me started.
Don't get me started.
Don't get me started.
Don't get me started. I am here today in this fabulous place, thousands and thousands of people, and I've just bumped into an old friend of mine, Matthew, and I want to, because he's very vocal. He's usually very vocal. So I want to ask him why he's here and what he thinks about getting Teresa May out of office.
Don't get me started!
Well, I'm here because I need to be here, like everybody needs to be here. Their whole agenda is to keep us all separated and to split us all up, and together we can actually make sure that people love each other and care for each other and look after each other, because that's what we all really want.
And what do you think about Teresa May's decision to curb the internet and get involved with our privacy?
Well, you know, it's all red herrings, it's all a nonsense. She can't change something that's totally beyond controlling. The internet's global. You can't legislate it out of existence. I mean, they'll try and close down any form of protest, any form of unity, and people just thinking the right thoughts. They'll try and squash it, but they can't. I mean, just look around you. They can't stop people being honest and loving and caring and, you know, just being ourselves, you know what I mean? They can keep drumming into us that we should hate each other. They keep drumming into us that we're different from each other. But we're all exactly the bloody same, and we've got to care for each other. We've got to stop listening to people whose agenda is to make money and to try and, you know, he who dies with the most wins. But that's rubbish, you know what I mean? It's not what you make out of this life, it's who you are in this life. And people around us here today understand that. And we're not interested in their profits, we're not interested in their wars and their negative view of the world and how they want to control and crush any sort of free thought. So yeah, I mean, we've all got different agendas here, we've all got different ideas, but the bottom line is we're decent people who care and love each other.
And there you have it. That is the message. We're all here for love. We're all here for one purpose. We're all here as a community of people to get this place right again. Don't get me started.
Jeremy Corbyn, let's chant. Oh, Jeremy Corbyn. Oh, Jeremy Corbyn. Oh, Jeremy Corbyn.
Teresa May is wrong. She's evil. She doesn't listen to the people. She won't talk to people. She gets into bed with people who are wrong, who are evil, who are creationists, who are abortion deniers. It's just wrong. This whole country is in uproar because we don't just want Teresa out, we want the Tories out.
Okay, we're out here today with thousands of people, and if the BBC won't show how many people there are out here today, then outside the BBC, we shall show you how many people are outside the BBC, because we started off here for a reason. We started off here because we want to show the people on social media what the real truth is. Don't get me started. I'm looking at the banners here right now. We're walking now. We actually started the march, like I said again, with thousands of people. And we've got all kinds of creative banners here. From just people have been at home making them themselves. I'd imagine some of the children have made them as well. We've got, stop racism. We've got austerity kills. We've got not one more day of Teresa May. I like that one. We've got capitalism kills. We've got stand up to racism, defy Tory rule. It's all here, and we're all here for one reason, love. We're all here for one reason. We're a community of people. We are all here because we care about the people. Every single person here is for one reason. They've taken off their Saturday. Can you imagine? There are people out there just drinking in bars, and then they'll go on social networking sites and go, oh yeah, well, we got to save the world. But the real people are here. They're all here, and they're all here for one reason. We've got to get the coalition out. The Scouts is here. There's people from Birmingham, all over the country. They've come together to chant and sing because they're here for one reason. Here we go.
We think they're a load of Tory toffs. No ifs, no buts, no public sector cuts.
Bless them.
We're fighting for the future now, and this is what we say: no ifs, no buts, no public sector cuts.
This gentleman's name is Stefan, and I was like drawn to abort the DUP and burn the Tories. Now that's the sentiment of most people here, but he's standing there like a don, and I want him to talk about the reasons why he's holding these banners here today.
Yeah, perhaps it might seem a bit militant, but I know people who were threatened with legal action living at Grenfell Tower for complaining about the state of the building, for complaining about the risk of fire. They were threatened with legal action and then later burned to death. I think there's real anger at the Tories. I think that, frankly, it was corporate manslaughter, but it was manslaughter by Kensington and Chelsea Council, who couldn't be bothered to help these people have a safe place to live because they didn't have the social capital, they didn't have the class, they didn't have the connections to deserve a safe place to live, according to Kensington and Chelsea Council, despite them having £245 million in the bank for them just to sit on. They couldn't let these people live in decent, safe housing. But, of course, when it comes to DUP, it's easy enough to find £1 billion down the back of the sofa to support Teresa May's minority government. She needs to get out.
Thank you, Stefan. You've heard it from real people. The BBC won't show you this, but we will. Thank you.
Conservatives out! We want them out now! You can't make this shit up! We want them out, and they need to go today! If possible! and if not, maybe by the end of the week.
Okay, we want Jeremy Corbyn in. We want Jeremy Corbyn in, and we want Teresa Thatcher, the Kiddie meal snatcher, out! Don't get me started!
Well, amidst thousands of people here, it's ironic that within this Tory government, the fire stations have been shut down, and where were we? Where are we right now? Outside the county fire office. So this is the sign of the times, my friend.
The most dangerous man.
Well, we never thought this would happen, but we have with us Teresa May and Boris Johnson, and I think they've got something to say about the thousands of people that are here today. So, what do you have to say, Teresa May?
Well, it's my chance and it's the plebeians, you know.
It's against austerity.
The plebeians, and the plebeians being who, madam?
Didn't go to grammar school.
Oh, the people that. Oh, really? Is that really? So, what do you think if you said that to all those people over there right now? Do you think that they might, if you were to say something to them like that, they might act in a way of violence?
I have a few promises.
Oh, you have a few properties? Can I ask you another question? Do you have the money tree? Where's the money tree?
Well, I've always found this concept rather strange because the economy is not a finite source, it's something you actually invest in and then it grows, you know. So I think the tree is a good idea.
The money tree is a good idea. And Boris, what do you think about what do you think about this whole thing today and all the people here today? Do you think they're here for you or do you think they're here for Jeremy Corbyn?
Tourists, you know.
They're tourists?
Yeah,
really?
I made a big stadium.
Dangerous man in Britain because he wants to see corporations pay some tax.
Oh, they're coming to see you? Really? But I think they're going that way, so I don't really think that's true, do you?
Maybe not. I'll have to go get a very nice pair of shoes in the shop.
What do you think about Theresa May's short term in office?
Oh, don't get me started, darling.
Okay, over and out from Teresa May and Boris Johnson. We're at the back of the march right now because we actually went out to get some snacks, and quite rightly so. I say we're at the back of the march. Just a moment ago there was nobody here at the back because I'm obviously at the back, and now I'm looking over here and there's loads more people. So they're all coming, they're still coming, and what we've got here, if we point the camera over here, thousands. We will not be able to get in there because there are thousands of people. It's just an amazing, it's very emotional. This is a very emotional time because you see everybody coming together for one reason, and it's all about compassion. It's all about the fact that people care enough to take their Saturdays off to come out and fight for a cause that is worthy of their children and their children's future. So come on, man, you know, this is where it's at. This is the most important place to be today. It's the most important place to be. You are listening to Don't Get Me Started Media.
The media are after him, they're scaremongering, the Blairites. And why? Why? Why is Jeremy Corbyn the most dangerous man in Britain? Because he's against austerity. They've seen the richest wealth double, while the poorest have seen their money stolen so that the rich can have ever bigger banquets. Should have some dignity and the support should go to them. And not to arms dealers, not to arms manufacturers, not £100 billion on Trident. Is he the most dangerous man because he wants a more peaceful world? An NHS free from the leeches like Capita and Care UK and Malcolm Rifkin's Alliance Medical? Is he the most dangerous?
I've just bumped into this fabulous guy. I think he's a bit of a badger. Everyone's here for a reason, and I'm assuming that you're here to about the badger culling, are you?
Don't get me started. I am, yeah. I'm here in defence of badgers. Theresa May and all the Tories, they need to stop their plans to fox hunt, stop their plans to cull badgers. They need to leave all our wildlife alone. They need to stop fracking. They need to leave the environment alone. She hasn't got a mandate. She needs to stand down. She needs to listen to the people, all these amazing people who you see here today, thousands, probably millions, I don't know. Power to the people and to badgers.
And to badgers, of course to badgers. I'm a vegan and I understand like the importance of looking after the animals and the wildlife. I know that the person I really like is Jeremy Corbyn. He's a vegetarian, which is nearly there to being a vegan, but it's good enough for me. And so we've got an awful lot of animal lovers here, as we've got Luke the badger. But I want to ask Luke one more thing. Who would you like to see in power, my friend?
It's got to be Jeremy Corbyn.
We don't want a corrupt government. We want someone in power that's got love and compassion in their hearts for all the people. This is what it's all about.
We have just bumped into our crew, Food for All. This is one of the things that we do on marches and anywhere that people need food to give themselves some energy. What better way to feed them than with vegetarian food? Now, Food for All have been going for 25 years. They feed 1,000 people every day, 6 days a week, unfunded. And I'd like to introduce you here to our Premier. Premier is a fantastic man. He wakes up very early in the morning. He goes out, he cleans the vegetables, he cooks the vegetables with his compadres. Premier, what do you think about today?
Oh yeah, it's perfect day. A lot of people came out and we offering free food here, rice, curry and everything. But it's good, people want some positive. I think it's very positive day, yeah.
And Premier, how many people do you think that you fed today?
But today maybe 1,500, maybe 2,000 even, a lot of people. Yeah.
I work closely with Premier because we're all a part of Food for All, and I know that Premier usually only comes out with 2 containers, and he's got 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. We're going to run out of food. So anybody interested in giving Stanley free food, that'd be nice. But 6, which means it's way over 1,000 people, and that's what it's all about. It's about sharing the love, sharing, just sharing goodness. You know, and again, I might want to reinforce. Oh, it's vegan today, which is what I am. So this is a wonderful thing, and everybody can eat vegan food. It's no guilt there. It's just a wonderful thing. What do you think, Premier?
Yeah, just people happy with the food, and the food is vegan and it's all good. We should be together, no need a war or fighting or something like that. All people together, yeah.
Yeah, fabulous. Thank you very much, Premier. You're a star, Premier. You're a star in your own right, sir. Okay, thank you. Okay, we're here at the march today, Saturday afternoon. Loads of people have come out, all ages, all colours, all religions. It's fantastic. And I've just bumped into some lovely young people here, and I've just bumped into a guy called Joe, and he, I feel, is going to be quite vocal about the reasons why he's here. Why are you here, Joe?
Austerity, the cuts, you know, Tory nonsense over the past 7 years. I've had enough of it, and for years I've been complaining, and I'm going to try and get out and make a difference now.
That's fantastic. You know, I found that I was quite emotional about. You know, I went to vote, and of course I voted for Jeremy Corbyn. And of course, you know, I don't know if you did, but
I can't vote.
You can't vote. Oh, but the time will come, my friend. The time will come, and it's people like yourself that we actually need, and you've actually helped us get to the point where we are today. So you are our hope. What do you feel about that? Do you feel that there's a lot of pressure on you for that?
No, I feel like people need to just, you know, do it. I don't think there is any sort of. I don't think people get involved. I don't think people know what they're talking about. You know, they need to know what they're talking about. And for me, this isn't. I should be proud of this. It should just be natural. I should just be going out and doing it. Not making a fuss over it.
Do you have any friends that feel the same way as you do at your age?
Yeah, these two. Right here.
So this is why I stopped them today, because it's so nice. I mean, I feel really emotional when I see young people, because at the end of the day, they're our future. They're going to be our leaders in the future, and we need to respect that. And we actually need to give our young people some respect.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you.
Not only are we finally going to get justice for the 96, but the fact that senior police officers who lied and covered up will now face their days in court is a testament to the families of the survivors and the entire movement that campaigned for justice for Hillsborough. And why we need to remember that now more than ever is this. It's taken an awful long time. Now we want to see justice for the miners at Orgreave. Justice for the building workers at Shrewsbury. And we want to see justice for the hundreds who were killed at Grenfell because of austerity. And when the Tories tell us to stop making politics out of a tragedy, I'll say this. David Cameron in 2012 celebrated the slaying of the health and safety monster. The government had a bonfire of red tape regulations, and they announced the scrapping of 500 building regulations on one day. And now we may have seen the sickening price that working class people have paid for cuts and austerity. If you want justice for Grenfell, make as much noise as you can. And my last point is this. Teresa May is weak. Jeremy Corbyn is going to be the next Prime Minister. So now the moment you've all been waiting for is upon us. It is with great pleasure that I want to introduce not just someone who has inspired millions, but somebody who, when I was in hospital waiting for my heart transplant, used to contact me every week to keep my spirits up and to send messages to the doctors and nurses at Papworth Hospital to tell them what a marvellous job they were doing. This is a man who always cares for the little person, for the people that the rich don't care about, for the users of the health service, for the people who need houses, the people who need hope. He is going to be someone who will change this country. Make a massive roar for Jeremy Corbyn!
Today's event. Can we say thank you to all of those volunteers that did so much to put this event on? I thought Parliament Square was absolutely full 2 years ago when we met here in the aftermath of the 2015 election. I didn't think you could get any more people into Parliament Square, except today when there are more than ever. Tories might think they stitched up a cosy deal with the DUP, which suddenly values every DUP MP at 100 million a year, more than any Premiership footballer. And if you'd seen them playing football, you wouldn't not offer 100 million for any of them. 2 years ago, in the aftermath of the general election, Tory government in office, Tory government hell-bent on privatisation, on cuts and austerity. We declared a declaration that we were going to fight austerity and the economic thinking that is behind it. And that is exactly what we've been doing over the past 2 years. And it's been my privilege during those 2 years to fight 2 leadership campaigns and 1 general election campaign. And I thank all of those people that showed such friendship and such support during those campaigns. All those people that came together in a view that the world could be very different. My only regret is that we didn't quite succeed in winning the general election campaign. But I tell you this, I'm proud of the manifesto we put forward, I'm proud of the campaign that we won, I'm proud of the support we received. And that result on June the 8th was the biggest ever increase in the vote for the Labour Party since 1945. The austerity programme is brutal and selective to the poorest people and the poorest parts of our communities. And if ever there was an object lesson about what austerity really means and what poverty really means in Britain, look at the disaster of Grenfell Tower. Not one of those people need or should have died. Every single one of them could and should have been protected. But somewhere along the line, there was a whole system that led to them living in a fire trap. I take my hat off, I take every salute possible given to the fire brigade, the ambulance workers, the paramedics and the police who went in there to try and save life. They went in with incredible bravery because of their determination to save life in that desperate towering inferno. A towering inferno where the poor died in the richest borough in Britain. It's simply wrong. And the hypocrisy and the utter hypocrisy of government ministers and others who queued up in the chamber over there in the House of Commons to heap praise on the emergency services the following day to cut their wages by refusing to lift the pay cap. The hypocrisy is absolutely unbelievable. And so we fought the election on the kind of society we want to live in. And nothing epitomises that more than the attitude to healthcare, pensions and social care in our society. Those that came home from the Second World War, those that had been through the depression of the 1930s, those that had seen the utter misery of the means test of the 1930s, came home determined to do something different. And they built the National Health Service, the principle of healthcare free at the point of use. These days, the Tory party dare not say it's against the National Health Service because it's become such an emblematic symbol of everything that's good about our society. But instead, they dice it up, slice it up, cut it up and sell it off to the private sector. I want an NHS that's publicly owned, publicly run, and those in it are publicly employed. The Tories are in retreat. Austerity is in retreat. The economic arguments of austerity are in retreat. It's those of social justice, of unity, of people coming together to oppose racism and all those that would divide us that are the ones that are moving forward. This is the age of imagination. This is the age in which we will achieve that decency and social justice that we all crave. That is what brings us here together today. That's what keeps us here together today, and that will take us forward in the future to build that better society that we want for our children and all those that come afterward. Thank you very much.
Okay, there you have it. Right now, you've been watching Jeremy Corbyn. This has been one of the most emotional rallies I've ever been on. It's been an absolutely fabulous occasion. Everybody here is emotional. Everybody here is in support of Jeremy Corbyn. Everybody here voted, I am absolutely sure, and if they didn't, they're here for one purpose, and that's to get Theresa May out. Please, can't you just have some compassion in your hearts and vote the next time for somebody that really cares about us as people. Thank you. Everyone's being pushed to the side here because obviously it's just gone crazy here with Jeremy Corbyn, all the cameras, all the photographs, everybody's taking the picture. They just all want to be round him. It's so emotional right now. It's so emotional. This is just an incredible moment in time. An incredible moment in time. I've never in my life, in the 60 years of being on this planet, have I ever seen anything so incredible. The support is unbelievable, which brings me to the point of why do we have the Conservatives in here? Because this many people, I'm sure, voted for Jeremy Corbyn. This many people voted for Jeremy. And as a result, we've still got the Conservatives in power. Now, come on, you know, there's some fraudulent things going on here that need to be spoken about, because this over here is proof that the people love Jeremy. They love Jeremy and they love John McDonnell. And them two people in power is a fantastic move. We are outside the Houses of Parliament, and there's Big Ben in the background here, and we have the beautiful Fatima, and she is going to tell us why she is here today. Why are you here today, Fatima?
Thank you. I'm here to show support for the millions of people around the country who are fed up with the Tory austerity. I mean, I see tweets from Tory supporters saying, you know what, you supporters, go get a job, go pay taxes. I want to tell them, I have a job, I pay taxes. But you know what, it's for the many, not the few. We have jobs, but so many people don't. So many people rely on welfare. The NHS supports the whole country, and just by coming out today, I think we can show support for this movement. And of course, it's an amazing honor to just see Jeremy Corbyn here. We're big fans, and you know, it's an absolute privilege to be here, actually.
Fatima, I was just saying to my friends how emotional I felt when you're in Jeremy's presence, and the things that he talks about resonate within your heart. There's just a feeling inside, and I'd imagine that's probably one of the reasons why people are here. What do you think about that?
Absolutely. There's this feeling of hope and positivity, and in this world of negativity and hate, this is exactly what we need. And I think he brings that kind of hope and life to people, and you can see, you know, you can't help but cheer and clap and scream, because he is that sort of person, and he stands for so much truth. You know, it resonates with, I think, the humanity in everyone.
Fantastic. You've been listening to Fatima on Don't Get Me Started Media. Don't get me started. 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 Don't get me started.
The most dangerous man in Britain. Police have put out the media are after him. They're scaremongering the Blairites. And why? Why is Jeremy Corbyn the most dangerous man in Britain? Because he's against austerity. They've seen the richest,